All right, today is Thursday, jeudi, and we are going on a field trip from Blue Bay and gonna take 3 buses to get to a very special place on the island. If I had a car, it'd be much easier, but I don't, so it's gonna be 3 buses today. Anyway, bright up and early, the sun is just coming up, and it's really beautiful day. So we're expecting it to stay beautiful most of the day. That's the weather report for today. But here in Mauritius, weather can change very fast. So they do their best to predict the weather, but there's no guarantees of any predictability. So we'll see. Anyway, it's so quiet. It's 7 a.m. and we're waiting for the first bus of the day. So people are just getting up. The street cleaners have done their job, picking up in the park all the trash, making it nice for today's guests in the public park at Blue Bay. And hi, bonjour. So we'll see what the day brings. Okay, so we got our first connection here in Mahabur, and we're at the bus station and waiting for a bus to go to the center of the island. There we connect to go to the other side of the island. Okay, so anyway, the bus station looks like this, and it is a beautiful day. So this little town of Mahabur, and it is very historic because there was a famous battle here 200 years ago. And let's see if that's our bus. What number is that? No. So we want the 198 or the 10, whichever comes first. And here are some birds and some dogs and a very kind gentleman who's feeding the birds and the dogs. He has a big heart for animals. And it's a beautiful view. Oh my gosh, the view. Don't want to go too far and miss my bus, but anyway. Hi. Oh, those are the African birds that the Lion King, the Zazu bird in the Lion King movie, that's the bird. Okay, what bus is coming here? I don't know. I don't think that's our bus, no. All right, anyway, just enjoying the sunrise here and beautiful Maurice. So while I'm waiting for my bus, it's in front of the social service office here in Mahabur, the social welfare center, and they have a nice little artwork here with the dodo and the anchor. And then they also have a very important sign, because they do have a good social program here where they do have free medical care for every citizen, and so they do their best they can to help people. Some people of course will fall through the cracks because they're drug addicts or alcoholics. And it says here, start earlier, drive slowly, reach safely, because people do drive too fast here on the island. And on the other side, the sign says something very nice. Your family needs you. Hurt never. So again, you know, if you consider that everyone on the island is family, like kind of like Hawaii, ohana. And so again, you know, you look after your neighbor, and you know, so it's a sense of community. All right, here comes a bus. Maybe it's ours. We'll see. So the bus is going through the sugarcane fields, and the sight of the mountains is so beautiful. Wow. So there's a Hindu temple next to the chimney of an old sugar plantation. So we're getting close to the city where we're gonna get out and change buses, but this countryside is really beautiful. So believe it or not, on the small island nation of Mauritius, they even have traffic problems here in the morning rush hour to work. So I don't know how long. We'll only have to go like 5 more miles till we get to our bus stop. But the stop and go traffic is pretty heavy right now. Just like LA. Alright, we're almost at our stop. And this is the industrial heart of the island. So there's a lot of high-rise buildings and factories. We passed the beer factory, the Phoenix Beer Factory, and now we're at the metro stop, so people can transfer onto the train here if they don't want to ride the bus all the way into Port Louis. So here is the Metro Express, but we're the next stop, and there's a big mall coming up ahead with the golden arches that I can see. Right. Well, supposedly there was a bus connection where I got out, but then everyone told me different things, and a nice young lady finally told me, oh, you can walk to the next station where I take the bus to the south. So that's what I'm doing. It's about a 10-minute walk, and I get to see the city here. So the funny thing is, again, I rode the metro from Port Louis to the end of the line, and there's only one metro line, so I don't ever remember again seeing all this, because when you're walking it all looks different. But we are close by. There's the train station, and she said the bus is very close to where the metro stop is. So many people have been very helpful. Sometimes they're helpful in the wrong way because they have misinformation, but the Mauritians are very, very lovely people, and I'm so happy I came to this island. Okay, here we are in the heart of Cottrebon, and there's a nice little civic park, and then across are the buses. So hopefully one of those buses will take us to our destination. Very exciting. So Marie de Cottrebon, it's the city hall of this city in the center of the island. Okay, and there's a little market. Cool. Now, we're gonna find out which bus is which. All right. Okay, so after a bit of confusion, I did find the number 5 bus, and so we should be taking off shortly. But they have to clarify when the last bus comes back, because the internet says 2:30, and then the other people say no, it's 6 o'clock. So that's a very important fact of, yeah, if I get to my station and just have a 30 minutes, it's going to be crazy. But you know, that's part of the adventure of life. All right, so we're heading out of the residential district back through some sugarcane fields, and have a lovely view. Here's a church and one of the mountains up ahead. Heading into the wild nature part of the island. That's very popular for hiking. Lots of things to see, waterfalls and mountains and beautiful beaches. And the bus driver has good music. I like the music. It's called Sega, the national music of Mauritius, and it's good dance music. So here is a hotel school that's very, very well known here on the island, and very interesting. The tourism, of course, is always growing and growing, so they're producing international class of tourism workers that work in hotels and airlines, restaurants. Again coming up ahead, so we crisscross from one side of the island to back to the other and then we'll have to crisscross back again this afternoon. So very interesting how they're developing this area of the island for upscale tourism and investors, because this has been such a nature preserve. So very few local villages on this area of the island, so they're developing it for investors and tourism to buy $1 million villas by the sea. The road's a bit rough right here. All the big lorries carrying the sugarcane from the sugarcane fields. Swim with the dolphins, because yeah, we were so good, so clear. So I'm so happy I could see how beautiful the mountains are today. Wow. So we made a pit stop at this upscale shopping mall, Cascavel, and now we're back on the road. We still have a long ways to go. It's a long bus ride. So these are the Black River Range, Black River Gorge Range mountains, and there is a lot of hiking you can do, but you need a four-wheel drive truck to get out there. It's not accessible by the bus like I'm going. The most exclusive community on the island, Tamarin. It's filled with very expensive villas, mostly for investors and foreign residents, because it's near some of the most beautiful beaches on the island. Lovely river. There's the salt flats. They still produce salt the way they've done for centuries, for millennia, taking seawater and then letting it dry and then collecting the salt flakes. So the village here is very upscale. And they're building these amazing apartment condo complexes up on the mountain. Wow. Wouldn't you love to have an apartment up there? Amazing. Oh my God. The view of the sea, and probably $1 million. Oh well. So the scenery today is spectacular. It's just so beautiful. The green, green, green mountains. After 4 hours from leaving Buble, I can't even speak. After 4 hours from leaving Blue Bay, we have arrived at our destination. Incredible. So anyway, we're running late because, yeah, it takes a 4-hour hike and it's already almost noon, so we'll see. Oh, and there's monkeys up there. Ooh, look at that. There's monkeys around here. So their destination today is Le Morne Heritage Mountain. Alrighty, so we'll see each other at the beginning of the trail. We gotta go down this road. Okay, so the hike through the shaded woods to the parking lot where the people who have cars park, and the trail begins. It's 3.5 kilometers. And that's not bad, but it's the elevation once you get to an elevation. And there's a cute little picnic area here out of stone. Funny. And this is very important history about the UNESCO site. Okay, we have to fill out something here. Filling out the release of liability. Okay. Please register yourself in the visitor book before hiking. That's a good thing, so people don't get lost. All right. So we began the trail here. Ah, c'est bien? C'est bien, c'est bien. Okay. So we heard the hikers coming down. They got an early start. So the beginning of this trail is under a canopy of trees. And then we get to the part where the ascent really goes up. So I'll be huffing and puffing by then. But I did a lot of stretching this morning, so hopefully I can avoid any cramps in my muscles. Because yeah, if I get a cramp up there, it'll be a bitch coming back down. But anyway, beautiful forest. So I really have to push because I have to catch the bus back to Blue Bay. I don't want to be stranded and have to spend the night on the beach or have to pay an expensive taxi. Oh, a big old tree fell down. So hopefully we can get back down in 3 hours if we really push. Yeah, everyone's coming back down, but look at that little girl. If she can do it, I can do it. Les enfants, fait facile. The kids always do it good. All right. So we have a few meters of elevation and can see the ocean through the trees. All right, so we'll get there. So some of this looks like California to me, the forest. There's a lovely forest in Orange County where Helena Modjeska built her house, and they called it after her, the Modjeska Canyon. So it's a little bit reminds me of that, the trees, but it's more oak trees and drier climate, so here they have much greener trees, but still the terrain does remind me of Modjeska Canyon. I gotta remind myself to slap on sunscreen once we leave the tree canopy, because the UV is pretty strong right now. It's very romantic, really. But as soon as the sun comes down, the mosquitoes come out, and you do not want to be here when the mosquitoes come out. No, you would be eaten alive. So that's another reason to hurry up. And then here's proof that when it rains, it gets really muddy here. And you'd be sloshing through mud, which is why I could not get up La Pousse, because it was muddy. But things dry out pretty quick here. Just a few days without rain, and the trails dry up pretty good. All right, I think this is where the tree canopy stops, and we have to get on our hat and sunscreen and get ready to climb. We're gonna climb. Hello. Everyone's so friendly on the island. I love it. Okay, pine trees down below, and there's a lagoon, and up ahead, even though it's in the sunlight, is the rock, the mountain that we're gonna climb. So we're gonna make it to the top. I'm determined to get to the top. After 2 failed attempts of La Pousse, I'm gonna climb this mountain. Okay, it's getting really steep, and we have to follow these tracks. I think they were made for a truck, a rescue truck, for people who don't make it down the mountain. So anyway, it does make it a little bit easier walking on the tracks. Concrete, yeah. No rocks. Okay, so we gotta keep going. I have to look up what the record time is of anybody doing this climb and how fast they were able to do it. If you're really good shape, maybe an hour instead of 2. We'll see. It's not the distance, it's the incline. So for all of you who do the Stairmaster in your gym, it's a good prep if you plan to come to Mauritius and climb Le Monde. I'm huffing and puffing, I know. Sorry. It's part of the deal. When you're 63, yeah? And I could still climb a mountain, that's good. No matter what I sound like. In my early days as a ballet dancer, this would be nothing. Of course, I was so well trained and my stamina was so high, I could dance and dance and dance. Sometimes I did back-to-back ballet classes, so ending up 3 hours non-stop ballet. Okay, we made the first summit. Here we are. Okay, so this was the easy part, they said. All right, this is where I'll put some music on the video to cover up my breathing. So down below at that point, it's all owned or leased actually by the Spanish hotel group RIU, R-I-U, the worldwide conglomerate of hotels, huge, gigantic hotel resorts around the world. And they work with all the airlines to charter flights and package tours, mostly for Europeans, but anyone can go stay at their hotel. And they're all inclusive, so they run about $500 a pop, and must be nice if you have that kind of money. Anyway, here we are at the beginning of part 2 of the trail. Okay, and there's the top up there. It's pretty daunting, to say the least, when you look at the top and how high we need to go. So here we go. But I would like to point out how beautiful the rock formations are. I love geology, I love science, and it's interesting, this red rock. It crumbles pretty easily, so I don't know what kind of rock it is, but anyway, it's beautiful. All right, onward and upward. And it does get more muddy here. There's less gravel that they put down, so I might need to change my shoes soon, because I still have my Skechers, my faithful Skechers, and they are so comfortable. If you need comfortable shoes, people, get yourself some Skechers. Now, I don't get paid for them for any like referral or anything. It's just I suffer from a lot of foot pain from my ballet years, and yeah, I have hammer toe, and I have a lot of bad things going on with my feet. I try to stretch and take care of them, but it's ever since I got Skechers, the pain has subsided a great deal. So if you have foot pain, get yourself some Skechers. All right, this is good. We have more concrete tracks to walk on. No mud. All right. It's good. All right. We've come to something that's very important to show you, is that like any parts of nature, with too much rain, there'll be landslides that occur naturally, but in order to keep the tourists safe, they're endeavoring to build a stabilization work here to prevent any bad accidents and washing out the trail, because it does bring in a lot of money. Most of the people come on group trips with a guide, so I saved a lot of money because I came on the bus by myself. So people charging 2,000 rupees, which is about $40 to have a guide with a group. And I think the total cost of my bus is approximately 200 rupees, which is $4. So compare $40 or $4. It's all up to research, as long as you good on the internet, which I am at research, and finding out how to do things the way the locals do it and not as a tourist, you can save money. And that's how I travel. I hate paying touristic tours of places. I went on a tour in high school with my high school group to Hawaii, and it was a not so good experience because of all the rules they had to have. And I'm an independent spirit, as the people who know me. I'm very independent, and it was horrible. I'm glad I saw Hawaii the first time that way, but it was horrible going on group trips. So I promised myself never again go on a group trip, and I haven't. with the exception of meeting my two cousins in Italy who were on a group trip. And they were traveling around Italy. It was my first summer in Europe, so I wanted to see them, so I met them in Rome, and then I traveled with their group for a few days, ghosting. I was young and with not so much money, so I was part of that experience. And again, I was happy to be with my cousins, but being on a group trip is not for me. All right, we come to some place that's roped off. Huh. Did we make a wrong turn? I don't think so. Anyway, we'll have to look at our map, or I think you have to go around. I think that's what people do. You just go around this post. Whew. As you can see, it's well tread. I'm just following in others' footsteps. All right, so onward and upward. And if this turns out not to be the correct way, I will turn back and just head on down the hill, I think. But hopefully this is the way up. Hello? I hear people. How come there's a fence? Why is there a fence?
You go down, go up.
But it's so funny because it's like, oh, am I lost? But no, you just go around the fence, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people up.
Okay,
up
that's like funny. That's like they didn't put a little sign, it's this way.
No.
It's like, where are you from?
Germany.
Ah, I'm from Los Angeles, California.
Ah,
Oh, wow.
But I love Germany. I lived there for 10 years.
Oh,
Where?
okay.
Berlin.
ah.
Yeah,
Where else?
Ich habe noch einen Koffer in Berlin. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you? Where do you live?
Paderborn, Bielefeld.
Ah, Paderborn. Oh, it's one of my favorite beers. I'm ready for a beer, but I'm sticking to water right now.
That's
Okay.
better. Have a great trip.
Okay, thank you. Bye. I love talking to other travelers. It's so much fun. You never know where people are from, or coincidentally that, you know, you lived in the same place, or, you know about the same things. Anyway, my dear friend Henry Kramer, he's from Paderborn. So anyway, last time I saw him was, oh my gosh, 7 years ago. But hopefully I'll see him this summer, maybe. We'll see where we end up. All right, I love these concrete trail things. Makes it a lot easier. But then you get to rocks, and then you have to be careful. Okay.
And then the lions are coming.
There's lions? And tigers and bears, oh my. Okay. So this video is quite an adventure for me. And the way my brain works is it's stored all this cultural information, trivia people might call it, but I just call it cultural information. And things just pop up. Word association. So, Lions and Tigers and Bears is from one of the greatest movies ever made, The Wizard of Oz. And we're gonna see some bears in Germany, some tigers in India, and lions in Africa in future trips. Not on this trip. All right. Here's where I need to put on my sun block. But here on this pit stop, you have an incredible view. All right. Amazing. It looks like Switzerland. A little. Okay, I got my hat on, my sunblock on, as we're out of the canopy of trees and a lot of UV on this trail, and almost everyone's coming down and very few people like me going up this late, but it is what it is, and we won't have any last minute showers like we did on La Pousse, so it's all good, and it's pretty dry, which is good. Okay, it's nice when it's flat. Catch your breath. Don't have to worry about tripping on a stone, especially when you're doing videos. Okay. Okay, I think we've reached a critical point because it's a big rest area. And information and people resting, of course. And they're very high tech because they use all the latest technology here on Mauritius. It's a very high tech country, and so there you are. Scan me, which I will. And what else is there up here? Oh, important. Okay, telephone numbers in case you have an accident, who to call. I gotta put that in my phone. Okay. Okay, I see people climbing up to the top, so we'll see. I'll have to change my shoes before I start that part, but it's beautiful here. Español?
Yes.
¿Ah? ¿Qué parte?
Madrid.
Ah, madrileña. Madrid. 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 Ah, shotis. Me encanto, me encanto. Estudio la cultura de España.
Me encanta.
Estudia
Ya.
en España.
Sí.
Sí, la zarzuela y...
La zarzuela.
Sí, el tiempo de shotis en los años 30, ¿no?
Hace mucho.
Sí, sí, es el tiempo cuando en las películas y sí, shotis, ya.
Sí.
Ya.
Qué gracia.
Los de pajares y
qué
eso.
gracia.
Ay, qué bueno. Ok.
Sí. Está bonito esto.
So, no, it's not as hard as the Pyrenees. I've been to the Pyrenees,
Wow.
and those were hard.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
really.
Okay. Okay, we had our pit stop and spoke with some nice people from Madrid, and we're gonna get up. They said it's an hour to the very top. So yeah, we're still doing pretty good on time, but they said coming down is pretty easy. It's like only 30 minutes coming down, so yeah, we'll get there. Okay, these caves up ahead on that big rock, very, very important history. The slaves that would run away when slavery was still here on the island, they would hide up there, and then the tragedy was that when slavery ended and they came to tell them that they're free, they didn't believe it. They thought it was a trick, and they actually threw themselves off the cliff rather than going back into slavery, which they thought would happen. So it's an important chapter in Mauritius history, these caves, and it's part of why this is a UNESCO site. UNESCO put it on the list for World Heritage. Okay. Okay, so it's interesting. There's like a gate that I guess they close off sometimes, but also the fence protects people from falling over the cliff. Okay, it's our turn to go up. Here we go, through the gate. All right, we had a pit stop to change into our new shoes that have good treads on the bottom, and so we don't slip and slide and we go through the hard part. But anyway, they have a huge reservoir Oh no, that's the beach. What am I saying? The reservoir is over the mountain. That's the beach, and there's the beach, and we're kind of on a peninsula, Le Morne Peninsula. So, okay, onward and upward. Where it gets tricky now. Okay, I can't hold the camera and film while doing this part. So I'll see you on the next level. Okay, we're getting to the hard part now. It looks like these rocks are going to be tumbling down the hill, but it seems like enough people have trampled on them that they're somewhat stable, as long as they're not wet. Oh, we'll get up there. Okay. Okay, so this is almost a 95-degree climb, and these rocks are almost like stairs, so it's a very vertical climb, and then we'll get to the top. Okay, we're almost at the top. Not the very top, we're not gonna go that extreme, but right up there on the ridge is the view, which we're gonna see. But importantly, there's a statue of the Virgin Mary. So again, people say their prayers for a safe climb and safe descent. It's not only up, but it's also coming down, which is hard because gravity brings you down faster. But already the view is spectacular from this side. All right, let's get to the top. Okay, I was told this is the last part, and it's not as hard as what I just did before, so I'm waiting for these people to come down. I'll go up quickly and down, so hopefully in 20 minutes I'll be back down and start my way descent. Okay, here we go. Okay, this is not the very top, but it's as far as I'm going. It's a beautiful view, so take a look. Isn't it breathtaking? Lagoon, a lot of windsurfers down there, very good windsurfing spot. And then the illusion of an underwater waterfall, they call it, but it's not anything like a current, it's just the drop-off of normal drop-off. So it's no waterfall there, but they give it a name so tourists will go ooh ah. But the locals told me no, it's no waterfall, it's just the way it looks, optical illusion. But so beautiful. And I'll show you right here. The top is right there, but for Michael, this is it. This is as far as I need to go because I'm very happy. I'm very content to see this incredible view. Amazing. So I could see the road down there where we got dropped off by the bus, and we walked through the forest to the beginning of the trail, and I could see the trail down there. So quite amazing. Beautiful, beautiful. So this is my video of my hike up Le Morne, a UNESCO site because of the caves that the slaves hid in, and one of the spectacular wonders of the world because of the view. And I'm very happy I made it this far, and God willing that, you know, I'll get back down and have a safe climb descent so I can upload the video for you all to see. Thank you so much for watching my video channel. Enjoy.